This is Mr. the Fanboy, and we are the most reckless force in all of the YouTube today. TNA was awesome tonight. The show started off with AJ Styles in the ring inside a steel cage, and he called out Brother Ray. Brother Ray comes out and tells AJ Styles what he did to him and what he will do to his wife and kids, and that he doesn't come out on AJ's time. He comes out on his time. Then he pretends to come to the ring, but then decides not to. Then Daniels comes out, brawls with him, and then Daniels throws him in the ring and shuts the cage door, allowing AJ Styles to start unloading on Bully Ray. AJ Styles then gives Bully Ray a Pele kick, then puts him on a table, and then AJ Styles climbs to the top of the cage and prepares to do a splash off the top of the cage. Bully Ray gets off the table and goes outside the ring ring. After all that is over, Murphy and Rob Terry come out and they demand a tag team title shot against Beer Money. Beer Money, the tag team champions, come out and accept the challenge. So the first match of the night was Beer Money versus Rob Terry and Murphy of Immortal. This was a pretty good match. To start the show. Beer Money defeat Rob Terry and Murphy when they pinned Murphy with the suplex powerbomb. Suplex powerbomb move for the 1, 2, 3. Thus, Beer Money retains the tag team championships. Next, Hulk Hogan is in the ring and he calls out RVD, and he has a pipe in his hand. RVD comes out. RVD goes on and on about how Hulk Hogan used to be a hero to people and how they used to think Hulk Hogan was one of the best in the business. Now, RVD says, but ever since he went heel, now people just want him to get out of the business. Hulk Hogan responds by saying RVD was always a little fish in a big man's pond and was nothing more than a mid-carder and will never be anything other than that. RVD goes on and on about his title accomplishments in ECW, and Hulk Hogan just goes on about how his career will never compare, how RVD's career will never compare to his career. Then Sting comes out and says RVD has been a main eventer, and RVD is a main eventer because at Sacrifice it will be Sting and RVD for the World Heavyweight Championship. Hulk Hogan laughs at that and tells Sting he doesn't have any power. Sting says the network said as long as if he ever won the championship, he can decide whomever his opponents were. Hulk Hogan then says, since he runs the show, Sting will face Matt Hardy tonight, and Abyss will face RVD later on that night. So, after that is over with, Matt Morgan. Then the next match of the night was a knockouts tag team title match between Sarita and Rosita, the tag team champions, versus Tara and Madison Rayne. Now, this wasn't that good of a match. Madison Rayne and Tara bickered with each other throughout most of the match, and Madison Rayne fought most of the match and got pinned by Sarita. Like I said, this wasn't a good match, and it looks like they're teasing up a breakup of Madison Rayne and Tara. I guess they're doing this until Mickie James comes back, and I really don't care. Next match, the next segment, Matt Morgan comes out and demands. Matt Morgan comes out and talk about his win over Hernandez Sunday night at Lockdown, and how he has his sights set on the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. Steiner comes out and says he feels disrespected by Matt Morgan, and goes on about how he's the genetic freak, and that how Matt Morgan sucks, and then that Matt Morgan says he respects Scott Steiner, but that won't stop that won't stop him from beating Scott Steiner to obtain a world title match. Scott Steiner then cheap shots him by low blowing him, then gives him a Steiner line, gives him a Steiner line, and then gives him the Steiner recliner. So I guess Scott Steiner turns heel again. The next match of the night was RVD versus Abyss. This was an awesome back and forth match. Abyss got his mouth cut open in this match. The Abyss wins when Hulk Hogan distracts RVD and the referee and throws the pipe to Abyss. Abyss hits RVD with the pipe and wins with the black hole slam to get the 1-2-3. After that is over, Velvet Sky is backstage, and she goes on about how she doesn't know what's wrong with Angelina Love, and that she calls out Angelina Love backstage again. Winter comes there, and Angelina Love comes and beats up Velvet again. The main event of the night was a dream match, of course, between Matt Hardy versus Sting. Before the match, Matt Hardy backstage went on and on about how he will destroy Sting. He will not show remorse like Jeff Hardy did when he faced him, and that he will make Sting pay for throwing down the Jeff Hardy's title. So the main event was Matt Hardy versus Sting. This was an awesome back and forth match. Matt Hardy did some other moves in this match, like the Hardy Boy leg drop, and Sting wins with the Scorpion death drop. Like I said before, this was an awesome episode of TNA Impact. TNA.